as that's Nigma Galaxy with the spot from quite some distance. Up on top of the rock, Lord, living his movie. There could be so many free points to steal from the position they've got themselves into, John, and you can't get them out.
Just not going to be available to you, not on the cards. Fourth Drive still taking a little bit of punishment on the off angle, but they do have to make a move fairly soon. They have to get these reses coming through. Tops for Flash is doing a little bit of work at suppressing Furia's position, but we're hopping on board with X-Force rejects. This is the team looking to try and displace iQOO, or indeed anyone above them, off of that top 13 spot, but they have to lead here with DK in the way. That's made very, very tricky. Fourth Rise of the long-range angle, but Kevin opens up the bidding. There is damage pouring in, but no knocks are sticking. Not just yet. Finally, the first falls, and now it's two of them left to try and put something together.
So many of our squads going at each other right now. 4-5 seems to be taking the brunt of the damage as they fall one by one. Goodbye, good night. Reject could be going the same way as well, as Geeky have overwhelmed them on the close quarters engagement and picked them off. In the midst of all this, we saw some pot shots hitting onto Nigma Galaxy and leaving them down to just one man. It's only Lord that remains up on top of the high ground.
Some big shifts when it comes to the tables. As you say, Nigma Galaxy going down to 1, and AGAL breathing down their neck on location and on the points totals now. GOAT dropping to 7th place as two teams have now pushed past them. iQOO continue to climb, and they make sure that RRQ is now a buffer place behind them, and Geeky could be next up on the chopping block if they can transition towards this low ground. So a lot of really important dynamics unfolding here when it comes to moving into this final game, and that is a helping hand of a circle towards AGAL.
The benefit of iQOO for so long finally starts to slip through the fingertips. Lord still in a position to play off the angle he secured for himself, whilst everyone else fights at the bottom of the tower, looking to climb over one another to guarantee themselves more from this match. Trying to stay as tight to the wall as possible as to not be shot from below or above. Ayala with a vehicle looking for the move round. iQOO having to advance as well. You got the split on either side, it seems. A stereo rotate for iQOO and Geeky.
A two-pronged approach. See if the horns connect. Ooh, OG losing another. I feel like for the teams in first, second, maybe even third, they're going to start to feel safe moving into this last one, but everybody else playing for keeps here. Furia wanting to find these shots, but not quite connecting. The nades not quite getting the distance on the arm there for Flash. I mean, it's a bit maybe overzealous to try and connect onto this. But both teams out of the zone need to try and regroup. And AGAL want to be the lobby commanders to make this one work. And nade downhill has a little bit more legs to it, but doesn't quite find the target. Now Flash are up and into the hill, so it's just got a little bit more dicey.
Keeping the pressure on either side. Nades towards the top for a peek over from Lord, making sure it's uncomfortable for him, and the solo from AGAL that's looking to defend that engage from Furia. Surprise Flash are still alive, and Lord actually does get the peek in onto Furia. Still no trade back towards him. So although it's only a solo, Nigma Galaxy being a thorn in the side of the squads beneath them here.
iQOO on that north side, looking to keep the pace going. Coming off of a strong game on the last one. Now they're up to 9 elims again as well. And on this north side, they've got that high ground command that they were looking to try and sequester away. How high can they climb, though? Furia backs to the blue. They're a little bit more desperate now. And around the corner they go, locking themselves into the vehicle. Team Flash suffering, trying to find a challenge, but it doesn't connect. Is there a third party from AGAL? Doesn't look like they find anything, but Bose steps up. It's rebuffed by Lord. Nigma Galaxy up on high, still here to play.
Stealing away elim after elim in all of the commotion. That puts him up to 6 individually. 3 to his name. Make that 4 as he continues to spray. Lord with the eyes in the sky, punishing down now as Nigma Galaxy keep the heat on Furia. Switches the detention round to AGAL as well. They're coming in to close the gap. Goodbye, Flower H. It's uncomfortable. Ayala holds his own. Good defense. Damage done. XEZ trapped.
You've also got Igor to play on the angle as well, and there goes AGAL. dropping down. They do manage to ladder up, but remember, the placements haven't kicked in for Nucleusislive just yet, so they will be in the top 5 going into the last one. And Lord is not done. Is there nothing this guy can't take a chunk out of? Everybody stepping forwards, and everybody wants to find out just who's up on that high ground.
The Lord of the Mountain. Anyone that dares to challenge him has been dethroned. And the longer he lives on, John, the less ammunition remains. Running low, the economy now playing a pivotal role. How much more can he squeeze out of this? Switches to the Mini 14, bang on the head, goodbye OG.
Wow, goodness me. They eliminate themselves up another place, and 4 teams remain at this stage. It's iQOO who have done bits now here to solidify themselves into the top 16. They've almost, well, sorry, so the top 13. It's fairly certain that they may have done enough here, which is a great relief for them, I'm sure, guaranteeing themselves a solid double-digit game coming on in. As GK try to crawl their way around the edges. Quick, oh, you can't be going out that far in the blue. Goodness me. Loses his footing somewhat, and the most of his health bar too.
More of their utility force to be reinvested to get themselves healthy to contest from here. Furia somehow living on borrowed time with some of the awkward fights they've had to even get this far into the runnings. Lord knowing he can't risk too many engagements that won't result in a clean pick with the low ammunition left in reserve. GK and iQOO not too far from one another. This could all change in an instant, John.
A single pick. I mean, the fact that Lord is low on ammo is so important for GK here. Their survival would be all but diminished in its entirety if they do find it. But there's a first knock over towards GK. iQOO dancing around. Silence does connect, but he has to go for the reload. In the meantime, Lord pinches a point away with some of his precious ammo at range, and he finds more too. Down to his last magazine, though. 31 rounds for Lord. He's got 2 nades, but has to back off.
He's got an angle to get his HP back, doesn't need to over-invest. He's already started to break the backs of everyone that's dared to defy him from this angle. Let them fight amongst themselves. Furia putting pressure on, but they're not ready from the peak from the top. Lord, 2 nades in the back. Let's see if these will pay off. Cooked nicely, rolling down the hillside. iQOO already steal the point on the Furia.
1 more nade for Lord. Drops it right on top of their heads. Looks for the shots, gets 1 knock, but it's now up to iQOO, who are looking to charge themselves up. Gain some pace over, and they are able to find it. The high ground was indomitable, and iQOO take a 12 Elim chicken dinner.
The twists and turns on the narrative. Miramar delivering with madness in the desert as squads had to desert all hope the longer that went on, knowing the high ground was irrecoverable. Lord up on high. And he saw everything, John. The difference is, with ammunition running low, he did what he could, and he stole far more points than it felt like he was going to get from that one.
Absolutely. I think it was at least 6 eliminations for him, maybe even 7. So the team is going to be chuffed to bits with a 3rd place off of that location. You can see Nucleusislive. They are happy. Yeah, okay, yeah, get that celebration in. You love to see it. And they are feeling good, because that is going to put them nice and deep into the top 5, Jackie.
That's an unbelievable game of Miramar there, mate. A lot of excitement, right? And you think about how awkward it was for them, constantly trapped with iQOO staring at them for so long. They're thinking, do we really commit to the fight versus GOAT? Lord made the heads-up play to climb up. The zone gave them a blessing, and they ran with that as long as they could. Shocking scenes from iQOO as well, just always making it uncomfortable for all of these squads. And John, I'm shocked Furia survived that long.
I am too. I feel like they were really on their last legs for so many times. But to get to 2nd place is a real testament to their transitional ability. From that location on the southwest side, they picked their path well, taking that fight with Flash. It was stymied, it was corralled, but it was fought well and with good heart for Furia. Happy to see them getting later into this one. iQOO, though, the big news here is, of course, their ascendancy away from that bubble at the bottom of the tables. And with a game like that, are they not too far off top 5? I mean, it's possible if they could do it again. I feel like there is potentially something on the cards. It would be a miracle.
Hey, man, they said we can fix things in the last 2 games. That's one half already secure. Have another big performance, give us another reason to get excited. Come out here and wax lyrical with the plays that they can deliver. It could all change. It's why it's so enticing today. It's why it's so explosive. These teams know. One mistake, you could have your key crushed and your dreams going with it.
Yeah, 3 keys will be listed for destruction. By the end of today, we will have those 3 keys named and locked and loaded, ready to go. We are going to go and take a look at some of what our sponsors have to say before we come back with our final match. So do not go anywhere. We'll see you guys in a few.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
All right, we popped on over to the SDC Arena for our final CC update, and I managed to grab 2 people to help us talk through everything that we need to. Of course, we have Ginny, but we're also joined by Blaze. So, Blaze, let's start things off by breaking down what's going on here on your stage.
I mean, so it's absolutely insane. You know, when it comes down to the CC, you got 3 teams here that can really make a run for those club championship points. You got Falcons, 100 Thieves, and FaZe Esports. So when it comes down to those squads on your stage, they're going to be getting some help over here.
Okay, that's actually big because this is an opportunity for a couple of those teams to actually get some more points that they need, Ginny. So talk to me about the CC implications that this could have and if there are any other CC squads that might have some surprises.
Yeah, so when it comes to right now, we have 4 out of the top 8 that already qualified. So you got FaZe, you got G2, you got 100 Thieves, as well as Falcons. Very important to note, however, that G2 is not CC eligible because of the fact that they made too many roster changes after the deadline has already passed. They did knock Gentlemates into this lower bracket, and Gentlemates has competed before on COD, where they got 200 points. They competed in Valorant, where they also got 200 points, and they are yet to compete in Rocket League next week, where they have a pretty good roster. So for Gentlemates side of things, like, they have to win this lower bracket game today to even be in the top 8 and get some points. My question then for you is, how realistic is that, considering what happened yesterday with the 3-0?
I mean, it was a 3-0. It was crazy. You know, I talked to some of the players, and they felt like they were playing a God squad over there.
Oh, wow.
But don't worry, the Gentle Suits are in the building, and if I've seen anything out of that amazing group, is that they can wheel their team through some crazy series to push them into the finals.
I love that. I love that, which means that there's definitely going to be some very exciting matches coming up over the next couple of days.
Yes.
So, of course, as we know more, we'll keep all of you updated and see how everything plays out.
Thank you, Genie, Glitter, and Blaze for the update with the CC, because things are getting spicy here at Pmwc at EWC 26 as we're going to be heading into our final match of Group A. We will end up eliminating the bottom 3 teams. And talking about those bottom 3 teams, Lays, one team that was able to push themselves out of it from the beginning of the day, iQOO ended up getting that win as well.
Yeah, I just want to obviously mention to you guys at home, they started today with 21 points in the bottom 3. Now, they've had a nice trajectory so far and being able to sort of keep themselves within that middle, but then to skyrocket to a chicken dinner. And not only that, managed to get about 10 eliminations just before the fight with Furia when they're moving their way down off that peak onto the hill, and then they were able obviously to get that. But that wasn't without some help from one of our teammates who was sitting on the top peak there. But for this team, they clearly understand that these last 2 games are incredibly important. They have had a steady run throughout this. I mean, looking at this position here, they are actually sort of moving their way down on top of GK, which I thought, oh, okay. Obviously, they weren't sort of putting out that scout to see where Furia were at that moment. Furia were able to get like a couple of knocks on them, but they were able to reset and then get that win.
I have no idea how Fury just kept getting back up. They get knocked back up, knocked back up, knocked back up, and they got really deep in that game. I did not expect them to make it actually to a top 2 finish. That is very impressive. Just highlighting how relentless Fury truly are here, representing Brazil in Paris for PMWC. But the finishing moments here, Yasa giving it his best shot. But Lord in particular, here Niptura, oh my goodness, making it rain from this peak finish with that mini 14. He was holding on to his resources for as long as he really could, but eventually the circle had a different plan in mind.
No, he was exactly the right teammate to be up on top there, right? I think he was really, really good at sussing out exactly where everybody was. He was really good at getting those nades. Some of them went a little long, but a lot of them were right on target. I love the mini that he had as well. That was a fantastic weapon of choice to be up there. So all around, a really, 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 really good play coming in from him. Really, yes. Really.
But really. And really, Lore was able to put up good performance for Enigma Galaxy, being able to secure some extra placement points as well, putting up those, oh man, look at us, Tomash, let's go. 8 eliminations there from Lord, and the damage there as well, and this is a squad that's currently in contention for that top 5, and they were securing the top of that mountain.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to do that 3-1 split. That's what they had in the mid game. 3 players down below in the thick of it, fighting all the teams. There was iQOO, there was even a side of Go at one point just coming their way. But no, Lord was trying to keep his teammates safe, but he could only do so for so long, right? Eventually, teams are going to be encroaching on his 3 teammates. They get eliminated, and then Lord is alone. But I like what he did because he knew he was limited in resources, right, Niptura? He was not able to really take too many shots. He just held onto those resources until the very end, where he could maybe convert that into a chicken dinner. As we know, that didn't happen. But Podium, as a solo, that is huge regardless.
Huge indeed, as we're going to be taking a look at the overall. And I want you to keep in mind, top 5 go directly to the finals. Bottom 3 gets in home, and the ones in between get to go to survival. 4th thrives, still in the 1st place, but just like, actually, let's just focus on 4th all the way to 9, because 4th place with Aurora Gaming, they have been playing great today, but they just haven't been able to create such a big gap, as they only have 82 points, 4 points more than AGAL in 6th place.
No, they do. It's going to be interesting. I have noticed that Aurora have been stepping up, right? They felt that pressure a little bit. They've realized, like, oh, it's not really going our way. We got to up our game a little bit. It is working now. So they are at 82 points. Yeah, it's still going to be all down to the wire in this last game, but at least they're already there. You know, teams like Team Flash are also already there, but 2 points ahead of AGAL. GOAT team as well. Furia climbing up those ranks. They were not in 8th place a few games ago, Max.
Yeah, I mean, really looking at the teams in the top 5, 4 thrives, they're safe. We know they're going to make it. They're going straight into your PMWC Grand Finals. Orangutan, I would say, also somewhat safe, right, going out to this one, because right now they're above the likes of Enigma Galaxy, Aurora, Team Flash. We're looking at Aurora Gaming and Team Flash in particular here. They need a big game, Lace. If they do not get that performance here, all gamers, GOAT team, Furia, you know they're going to chase them down for that top 5.
Yeah, they need to make these opportunities for themselves. And what we're seeing a lot of teams do is kind of letting just the cookie crumble how it will. These players need to start obviously creating these opportunities and making the lobby play to their way. And I must say that from that game, Furia did that. I would kind of call them like the mountain goats of PUBG, because what is with them being able to scale up a mountain, absolutely decimate in every way, which form. But it's good to see iQOO here, obviously moving up with 63 points, definitely securing that place out of the bottom 3. Now, I do want to sort of touch on, I guess, a little bit more of like Thunder talk out of that game. This is crunch time for them. They're under pressure. And look, they had a push from Aurora in the building, and they showed no presence, Max. They just sat down there. They didn't create any space, no presence, and got absolutely rolled by Aurora.
Yeah, and they have the cloak of invisibility, but no one told them to take it off right now. It's time to take it off. They're looking at this one. The point gap is 12 points between Xbox Rejets and RRQ. I would say you are teams in the bottom 3. You have to hot drop RRQ. I'm sorry, it is time. If you don't do it here, you're going right home right away, straight to Charles de Gaulle. And as we know, that is not where you want to be.
We usually hate to see the hot drops, but in situations like this, do it. You gotta take destiny into your hands. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Lace. They have to do it.
Yeah, and look, this is what I'm saying, where create your game. Make these plays to position other players into moving and having you create that space. Like, even if they were to look at, you know, players like iQOO, who were in the bottom, they actually forced GK to rotate into Furia. They made that play, and these bottom teams need to be able to do that as well.
Yeah, they need to be able to do that, and they need to be careful with teams that are going to be towards the top, like none other than...
Who's that?
Who's this? Oh, it's the best content creator for PUBG. Come up here, baby. Come up here. You know what? You don't even have to go that way. Just step over the chairs. You got this.
Hey.
Cool. The beast with 4 thrives currently in first place. Oh, put him on. Put him on. Oh, you should. I would have brought mine too. But my Naki is here, and Naki, the team is currently sitting in first place. How are you guys feeling?
Alhamdulillah, we are feeling great. We are having a great moment.
Ooh, yes, you guys are. You guys have OG currently chasing you for that first place. Whoever gets first place gets to crush some keys. But how are you enjoying Paris so far?
Paris has been really great for us. The weather here is so beautiful. The city is so beautiful. We are really excited to visit the sites.
You're really excited to hopefully end up lifting that trophy. Max, you got any questions for Naki?
What do you think of French people like myself? The locals.
Bonjour,
do you like
bonjour.
That definitely answers my question. Thank you very much.
That is a great one. From what you guys have seen, going back to the game, from what you guys have seen so far out of day 1 and day 2 here, has there been anything that ended up surprising the squad?
OG has definitely been a surprise for us. Like, they're playing really good. Their decisions, I haven't really looked at them that much, but their decisions are really good.
Yeah, their decisions have definitely been good. And for everybody currently watching, don't forget that you can experience the PUBG Mobile fan experience because it is gonna be open from August 11th through the 16th. Go enjoy some of the exciting activities, not only PUBG Mobile and Naruto Shippuden, the amazing collab that we're doing, but also the PUBG Mobile, Spider-Man, everything cool going on there. You can earn some exclusive rewards, so make sure you check that out. But yeah, I'm with you, Naki. I mean, I'm with what you were saying in regards to OG has been able to surprise a lot of those teams. And then towards the bottom, you're seeing some teams that I thought were going to end up performing better too with extra rejects. But with this one, who's going to be your top 5? I mean, it's pretty much said, but who is actually going to be your top 5? Tell me your predictions.
I mean, this only last match remaining. So I don't see that there are going to be a lot of changes to the top 5. But the teams on top 5, yeah. OG, definitely. 4 thrives, as we know.
I mean, you kind of have to pick them. Come on now.
Yeah. And Aurora is playing really consistent. And I hope FL qualifies. They are really my best friends. And one remaining?
Yeah, one. I think, if I'm doing the math, Max, math right? One more? Yeah, one more.
Be good, yeah.
OG 40, FL, Aurora, and KRX.
Ooh.
Oh, nice one.
KRX. Okay, I thought you were going to go with a different one like Enigma Galaxy, but thank you so much for joining us. Lace, Max Benatura, myself, 7WG. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time we go into the final match of Group A. Who's going to end up winning it? Who's going to end up in the bottom 3 and get sent home? Let's send it over to none other than John Allen and Jackie.
Oh yeah, it's time to get stuck into the final map for Group A. 3 teams on the chopping block, but those initials yet to be carved. Who will be taking up that chisel and taking down their opponents? Only time will tell, and 5 teams will rise right to the top. Cream of the cream, or creme de la creme, as they say here in Paris.
Maximum way. That's what I'm expecting to see here live in Paris. It's going to get explosive, John. It's going to get enticing. And from what we've seen over the course of the day, it should all build to an absolute blistering affair here in our culminating game. Our last battleground, Miramar, once again on the cards. And you're right, that sharpened steel of the Butcher Blade is getting ready to chop. And those keys will be crushed. Barney will be there on stage, literally grinding all of these teams' efforts into a pulp.
Well, not all of the teams.
No, those teams.
Yeah,
just
three.
those teams.
Yeah, okay.
All of those teams.
You're getting ahead of yourself,
Sorry,
man.
mate. Yeah,
I know we've got to chuck most of them into the grinder. Only one key will eventually remain. But we've got to get there first, and we've got to do it bit by bit. It's incremental, you know. But we do get to do 15 at once over towards the final, so make sure you're going to check that one out as we take our final steps onto the plane with Group A. Miramar has never been hotter. It's time to decide who will move forwards.
Now you can see the keys around the crusher. Our team's deep in fort, getting their last minutes in before we kick this one live. Get back into the playing path and set things off. The players, the organizations, the hopes and dreams. The atmosphere is good here in Paris. You can feel it. Tension you could cut with a knife for some of these squads. And for the top end, John, as much as you're not fighting to lose your chance in the tournament, you certainly are putting your neck on the line to make sure you guarantee a chance to skip that survival stage.
Absolutely. Top 5 is so valuable here. Interesting predictions coming out from Noki back over on the desk as he found himself over the back of the chairs and immediately thrust into doing Max 7 and Neptura and Lace's job, you know. Apparently we had to draft in some outside help there, but I think Fourth Rise OG, yeah, 100% I agree on that. Aurora, I think is a fairly safe bet. I feel like not including Nucleusislive in the top 5 was a bit of an outside chance. And then even further beyond that as outside chance, KRX being in the top 5 for him. I feel like that's maybe what he wanted to happen. Not what is probably going to happen.
I mean, that's his personal ideal top 5, right? That's his take on it. So it's fair enough, man. Exciting teams. They've certainly all given us something to rave about over the course of yesterday and today here at PMWC. Live from EWC 26. The big 26, John.
God, imagine. I remember when it wasn't 26. Just last year, actually, it was
25.
Yeah, it
and
was
the
25.
year before that, 24.
No, it wasn't. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it wasn't 25 the year before that. Come on, don't be silly. Southwest Circle, as the plane path goes straight down the middle of this one from Partona up towards San Martin. It looks like we are going to be heading down towards that Chumacera Hills area, the Ladriera dual peak lines over on that western side. Going to be a major feature there, so transitional areas around there, highly coveted. A lot of ground on the south side is slightly treacherous. Potential to see teams rotating down through Partona, trying to get access to the west, but more than likely, we're going to see a long rotate over on the north side, coming down on that west edge, past El Pozo, to try and push themselves towards those Ladriera Hills.
With the stage set and the potential for the best and the squads at the bottom established, so you know what results we'll be looking out for on this one. We'll delve into it and get an eye line. We heard the analyst saying at times like this, you need to really invest that risk versus reward. You can't play it overly safe. You can't leave your fate in hands of other teams. That goes both ways, John. If you want to try and push into that top 5, or if you're looking to actually keep yourself in the competition. TTG, moments of difference were made.
S-Force Rejects, they're sat 12 points behind RRQ. That is a big gap to make up. It's got to be our top 13. I don't want to jinx it for RRQ, but I feel like I'm fairly confident in saying that, especially given where RRQ are on the map, down towards Biodemar already, pretty much slap bang in the center of this circle. Yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult to try and jump up there and change things on that front. Would require something quite special, but there are quite a few teams, I think, who could realistically jump into the top 5 here, depending on how Flash, Aurora, Nucleusislive do. Wolf could give it a fair crack, if not iQOO, which is a very outside chance, but 17 points. As we were saying, you know, the 12-point gap feels pretty dark.
And definitely guaranteeing themselves at least more of a safety net to play with from slipping vacuums as absolute hoovers towards the top side, effectively just falling early, having some kind of breakdown that opens that door for an overlap for a squad to find a way in. So a lot riding on it on the individuals. A lot of small storylines in this one. We'll keep you dialed in with the narrative.
Trying to play small ball and keep yourself rolling straight down the track to the top 5 at the moment. I mean, the differentials between these teams are really quite small. I mean, even up towards OG, an 8-point difference between 2nd and 5th is very, very much surmountable. A 10-point difference from AGAL up towards Orangutan to jump up towards that top spot. So, very volatile. Even able to play for, unless you're 4th drives, then you're pretty much guaranteed to be in already.
They've done more than enough with the plays that they've made over the course of the past 2 days, John. Looked very, very exciting to watch. It would be a real shame not to have them there, to be honest, mate. I feel like it would be a big blunder. So glad they've already proven just how hard they're willing to play here live from Paris. We've heard the arena getting absolutely ballistic time and time again when you see pop-off plays. Hell, even just from one individual, right? Falak starts to go huge. This place gets loud.
I feel like Falak does anything, this place can get loud, I think.
True.
That's, you know what? That's exactly the sort of support that has seen them into the top place right now. It's exactly the sort of support that saw them to first place back in PMGO as well. A global title spurring them on. And a second in their sights. We'll have to wait a little bit longer to see if they can do it, but it's almost certain that they're going to have a crack. Aurora, in the meantime, a lot less certain, but in a scrap with RRQ and Furia. RRQ, remember, the bubble team at the bottom, do not want to be going down early.
No, you could see that kind of kicking in, the immediate reaction when they thought, hang on, I've got a line of sight to try and take a pick here over onto them. Throws a few bullets out, but doesn't want to overcommit. Far riskier for RRQ than it is for Aurora and Furia. If they see weakness, they might attempt to dogpile on top of that and backstab towards Aurora. It's calmed down off the initial shots that were fired out, but you're still nearby. No safety yet, and that's only the one man from RRQ as well with the split they went for, so it's a lot riskier trying to keep his nose clean and out of trouble.
Ooh, a little bit of trouble finds OG though. Taking a knock over towards themselves, and on the north side, looks like a little bit of a traffic jam between two of our teams towards the bottom and our second place team, OG. Having a little bit of trouble here, a little bit of strife. And that's going to be another nade launched over the top. The knock not yet back up, and Swash does get flushed away. Shiva to be able to claim that one. Potential wraparound here for Rolex, but he's spotted and handled. X-Force Rejects seemingly in charge of this fight against Gaming Stars as another flush comes on through. Yusuf and Maniac trying to piece themselves back together, but boom goes the dynamite. Leaves Maniac flagging. Nothing more to be said.
That was quick, it was clean as well, and that's what you need. Good plays made. They're going to be able to shut him down and remove G-Star from the competition off the back of that, make it far more uncomfortable for them, as they now know there is nothing they can do for themselves in this situation to rise up the ranks. They're left dead last in that position, whilst Reject claim 4 points. They've got to do a whole lot more, John, but that's a brilliant start.
They've got to get a whole lot further down south as well now for X-Force Rejects. They have to move from that northern edge all the way out the back. OG, in the meantime, did manage to get the player res, so they are rotating against a full 4 team there, as well as KRX out on their west side. This is a real gauntlet for X-Force Rejects, and if they're going to qualify, this is the sort of test that they need to prove themselves capable of passing, Jackie. So I'm happy, in a way, that they have that opportunity. I'm not so certain that they're going to be able to pass it, but I'm willing to be proved wrong, and I'm ready to be here for when it happens. RRQ are now only 4 points ahead.
Oh, KRX on the ramp over the top. Hitting the show-stopping plays, but can they actually punish with the shots? Close quarters combat from Hooksy. Good for one, but a right hook straight back. Spams bullets on the reverb. Starts to put them in their place, but recovering from this is going to be awkward. Both teams suffering massive losses.
Shiva not in the fight, a little bit too further afield and already locked down. That's going to be a lot of points added to RJC's total, but they are losing players left and right. Now playing on as 2, they disengage with 7 eliminations. They are getting closer and closer to RRQ as time goes by. RRQ as time goes by. It's pretty impossible. It's pretty impossible to make that one work. But KRX falling in the meantime as well. A little chime in coming through from OG, helping them out.
Comfortable position. Seeing if they can chase when it's all said and done. TTG here as well. Another team that it feels like even the potential of them really grinding from the spot they've been left in, John, is unlikely at this point.
Yeah, it's getting less and less likely for a lot of teams as time goes on. And in terms of top 5 qualification, I'm afraid that Noki will not be correct with his KRX prediction, as he is going to be down in a 9th place spot. But they're going to be seen again in the survival stage. I think I can guarantee that. I'm going to lock that one in. Zypher spots Shiva from X-Force Rejects, and that is going to be a quick flush. Their run may just have been drawn short on the north side, and RRQ, all they need to do is hold their nerve, stay alive, keep things together, and defend their patch slap bang in the middle, although it's got a lot less central now with a hard east shift.
Zone crunching in. Goat already in position. Gike making the move up as well. Alula, Furia, really just the dribs and drabs that remain for Reject over that side as well, with OG potentially in a position to find them on their late pathing in. An Enigma side that looked very talented into the previous matchup off the back of the skillful plays we saw from Lord on the elevated angle towards the mountaintop. Seeing what more they'll get from this. That's the park up from Devil. I mean, there is potential for it, John. RRQ have been attempting to avoid fights up to this point. There's been a couple of opportunities where teams have whizzed near. They haven't risked it, which still means there's a chance. But if Reject can do much, maybe there's an opportunity. It's only a solo, though, so we're looking for a big finish on it with some more elims. It will not be an easy feat and requires RRQ to be shut down by a different team.
And I feel like RRQ's position is just so strong here. It's such a difficult position to try and get up on towards against a full force squad. If they're reactive and fast enough to respond to threats as they come their way, that is the major downside for RRQ, right? You have to play it fairly split in this location. And it looks like they are going to be, I mean, they're spiking out. They are making themselves known, which I think is the right play. Force teams around them to fight against each other as they try and ascend towards it. This is what you need for RRQ. Keep that suppressive pressure, just moving teams away from you. You do not want to give them the idea that, hey, you're a weak fight. But maybe Furia have found their opening. There is AGAL behind them that can make it harder, Jackie. But I feel like Furia, we know how hardy this team is. We know that they've got some real staying power. The question is, can they get up the side of this cliff?
A similar situation once again for Furia then. They've had plot armor in the previous game, but this one might be harder for them. Shots on target towards Liu, so AGAL start to back up. Look to close the distance between their split and play off each other. You've got good cover at least by pushing so far towards the ridge side, so you can't take shots from the top of RRQ. But fighting towards them, like you say, is another story.
It does allow RRQ a little bit more flexibility, I'd say, if you're confident that Fury's not going to push up that cliff, not going to go further in and try and loop around the cliff. You've got some more latitude to send your players to other angles, but there's plenty of angles to try and deal with as Alula charge on in and take on AGAL and take a huge bite out of their player count, down to 2 now, and that bubble just got a little bit safer. And 78 points for AGAL. Team Flash still 2 points ahead on 80.
Yeah, this is really rough for them, John. If they were looking at the idea of having another game where they could really ramp up those points and push themselves into a good spot, you're down to half your chance now with only 2 of the 4 players alive. They were attacked from the side by Goat as well. And although Furia was safe from the gaze from that top side view of RRQ, it's the roam in from Aurora that's closed the gap to allow them to get shots onto them. Made it more uncomfortable. Got that initial pick over.
Enigma Galaxy getting stuck in on that western flank. They are kind of outside in the cold right now, behind 4 Thrives, but getting a pick onto the open is good, but they've lost Coops on the back line, and he's all the way out in the blue, Jackie. I don't think that they're going to be able to get him back up there. Devil is keeping him company. Zypher in a real sticky spot, so it looks like that trade will be evened up. So 2 of our top 5 teams taking 1 player out from either side. And it is Devil who picks up the point there. Adds them up to 44 and a little bit closer to RRQ. So now you're still not worried.
That feels like a little, you know, a little subtext storyline. We'll keep our eyes on it. It's not super likely with how it's going.
Okay.
But worth being aware of. I mean, he's still on the move, still alive for now.
Yeah, but the zone's coming to get him. He made a deal with himself to be able to get away with that one. I mean, RRQ with the assist from the high ground, suppressing the angle from Enigma Galaxy that was completely had him dead to rights. But where does he go here? He's got to go up, he's got to go around into OG, in towards RRQ. And there's not really a good choice here. It is stage 4, so the zone is quite survivable. So yeah, okay, go for a long wrap. That probably makes more sense on it. Drops that adrenaline in as well, maxing out the stims, get as much healing as he can get.
We'll see how that pathing goes for him once he gets himself back into the zone, sustaining a decent amount of damage, but he had a few meds to try and buffer it out. Not easy though, not comfortable. 4 Thrives with iQOO getting line of sight again to re-engage, so a bit of pressure applied from them. Now iQOO still sitting where they hunkered down so long ago, waiting for a team to attempt to force the fight. GK with a connection in the rear. Thundertalk seeing all of this commotion around them as well. As Enigma Galaxy move up towards Alula. That's top taken down by iQOO, and Falak getting stuck in as Aurora are suffering casualties.
This is dangerous for Aurora. They're not safe, not in its entirety. Enigma Galaxy a little bit better on the points tables, but going this low, trying to just wend your way on through. Seems like they successfully shacked themselves up there. Get 2 of their players across as we hop on board with Alula. A lot of damage done towards GOAT team, and this was a team that was looking good for the top 5 not too long ago, but now their dreams are being dashed at the feet of Alula.
Alula, they formed a fist and they are punching through the defense of GOAT. Moxie takes a heavy blow down on his last legs as the team gets removed from the equation. Goodbye GOAT. Alula coming alive as they begin to punish Enigma Galaxy. Absolutely collapsed on once again as well. Fragmenting the squad. 5 elims here, John.
Keeping up that pace, Alula have changed something. There is a different team right now playing for them. But losing one, taking a knock to the play zone as well. That's going to slow you down no matter who you are. Playing on us too. I have to see what they can find. It is just too far away to hope for the bubble right now. And Aurora may be breathing a little sigh of relief here with AGL getting cut down to 2 with only 1 of their players alive. This is not the situation you want to be in for Aurora. You definitely want to be putting a little bit more distance between you and that bubble, because 4 points is not enough to feel safe, especially when you think about teams that have the potential to get into this late game, like Furia, who are a little bit further behind, but definitely within striking distance.
Enigma Galaxy go down to a combination of Aurora and 4 Thrives. Removed from the equation as our top team scrap amongst each other. RRQ finally play their card, but it's versus OG, and they come in full aggro. Good shots with the AUG, damage on target. Attempting to reposition RRQ down to 2 players. That's 1 cleanup as the shots hit onto Wizguard, and they are able to repel the initial assault arrow behind the steering wheel. Looks to create space and get away. Play on as a solo.
That could have been the opportunity there. If RRQ had fumbled the roll-up, it could have been the chance for Devil to make his way on in, because he's completed that wraparound that we saw him go out wide for and is now pushing him from Chumacera. Could have survived a lot longer. Looked to get a point or 2 on elims, get some placements coming through, but now the gap is 6 points, and it makes it all that much harder.
And in the conversation of who'd be on top come the end of the day, it's 4 Thrives that are once again getting the crowd hyped up with the plays. 4 elims in the back pocket, always showing up in the elim feed as the arena here at the Qiddiya City grid starts to roar. And Devil did make it in, like you say. RRQ found 2 picks onto OG though, and they're looking for the full flash back over. Aru's got something to say about it. Good for a clash up close. They're trying to force him out of the building and do so. Orangutan out of the running now as they'll be left in second.
And RRQ, another point added to their tally, pushing themselves further and further away. Not too long from now, it could be the GK are up on the chopping block for 4 Thrives. The next challenge over towards RRQ. A nade from Lapar. This is the star player that the desk was talking about, bringing him up as a real clutch potential. Let's see if he's got a little bit more left to give in match 12 of 12. As 4 Thrives currently playing a 2-1 split with Falak, T24 on that western side, iQOO much further inland. The back off comes through, and RRQ don't want anything more to do with that high ground, certainly not at the moment.
AGAL finally falls to Furia. And TTG trapped down in the ditch with nades being dashed towards them. T24 throwing them in on target. His eyes lighting up with the idea of a prospect of 4 more points for our top lobby team right now. And as the zone eats through them, they are finding success with ease.
Oh, T24 though stays a little bit too long. There is a response finally from ThunderTalk. AJ manages to thread that one through. Fury are getting picked apart in the meantime on the south side as Alula keep chowing down with their 2 players alive. The rest comes through. Falak wants to suppress the rotate, but ThunderTalk have already lost 1 forwards. This is a wild charge from Falak. He is so overexposed on the hilltop. I'm surprised he didn't go down before. And RRQ are going to chime in. So is Doc from Aurora. Putting them back in their place. They may have broken the sentry, but you cannot get a little bit too ahead of yourself there. Either way, they've done enough. They will be top spot by the end.
10 elims and 1 representative of the squad still alive and kicking its iQOO that was down towards the low ground, so he's safe. Doc watching that angle, like you say, they just hard commit, wanting to get the extra points and prove that they can bully this lobby. Doc lines him up and knocks him down. That solo representative of Aurora at least guaranteeing some extra boon for the squad. Devil still alive in the back of the vehicle as well. He's pathing around. I mean, Flash have been so quiet for so long, but thankfully for them, John, the other squads that were close to potentially forcing them out of that 5th place are already gone. They've already left this lobby.
Yeah, it's going to be nice and safe for them to feel like there's really not much to challenge them, as Alula also bite the dust. But they've done enough to see themselves into that survival stage. It's likely that the tables have started to solidify. The only moving part here is Devil, and he is caught between a rock, another rock, and several hard places. It is a tough approach from this north side, and it needs RRQ to start going down because the placements are already at 2, which means that even just surviving is not going to be enough for him. And he goes down there. That will be our bottom 3. Locked in, Jackie. X-Force Rejects joins ThunderTalk and Gaming Stars taking the tumble down. So it's all up to the points now. Who's going to finish and where is it going to be?
Those keys now guaranteed to be crushed, but the dreams live on for an RRQ side that fought for their right to survive here. Another blow back over to Aurora as Doc is shut down. And they're looking for even more. Eyes honed in towards the setup from the 2-2 split of GK. Our final decision comes down to who takes the chicken dinner then between these 4 remaining squads.
GK with this most central position, Flash with the high ground. As you said before, been fairly quiet over the course of this match so far, but they are starting to extend their influence now. GK in the more central spot, as I said before, but they're much more limited in terms of their maneuverability, in terms of their flexibility. It's a question of if they can force the other teams around them to fight with each other, or in the other instance, allow a team to just get straight up close to you. Now with Team Flash within nading range, it's going to get so much more hard for GK to hold off this location.
And Flash, after paying passive for so long, know that they can take risks now. So they look to advance down onto GK. Good first nade connection to blow one of the squad mates away. Present an opportunity to punish off the back of it, but RRQ with a third-party snipe from distance, starting to steal those points and increase the pressure that's mounting on Flash's shoulders.
Secure in their 5th place, but they'd like to go further to try and join on the point scoring, a little bit higher up on the tables. 4 Thrives, OG, Aurora, Enigma Galaxy, these 4 teams pretty much, they have made it into those grand finals directly. Flash will be joining them as well. It's really, I don't think it's possible. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not possible at this stage for Ulf to catch up. I don't think there's enough points left in the lobby to make up the difference, especially when you consider that Flash will also be getting placement points for a minimum of 4th place and whatever else they're able to purloin from the rest of this lobby.
Just about the showmanship at this point. Giving themselves some extra confidence going into the following games. Knowing you've got the comfortable nature of skipping that stage and coming back in to play your best. GK inside of the split as they're set up, waiting for the advance to come in from Flash.
On that northern side, they've got that line up. They're allowing the teams to their south on the low ground to figure out how they want to try and manipulate this one as the nades keep rolling down the hill towards GK, making their life very troublesome. Yeah, Ragnar out in the open is not going to last. You can't really step out for it. And they add another point. Racking up those elims, finding another knock over towards Kevin. And this might be the final dispatch for GK, who will sit right on top of that bubble. A lovely nade posted on through, stops them dead in their tracks. But the 12th place there is going to be locked in. RRQ will be jumping over them with the placement points that they have earned, leaving GK on that bubble, but nevertheless still in survival stages, which is more than could be said for the 3 teams beneath them.
Their keys will remain. And RRQ just proving that they've still got more to show over the course of the competition then. Something that might give them an extra air, an extra reset, some wind under their sails once they get into that survival stage with the pathway they've guaranteed themselves.
Team Flash playing this one by the book. RRQ and Ulf both pushed up to these ridge lines that they have to breach through quickly and open up exposed angles against them. Flash need to be in position, ready to go for the shots, but it looks like they're more preoccupied over towards RRQ's position. And maybe rightly so, because they do find Genfos, but Ulf in the meantime have gotten up close. Maybe a little bit too close for comfort. The shots can start to ring through, but Posey doesn't have an angle on towards it, as Genfos still bleeding out, but the nades now can come on in. Zeus is in danger, so's Tops. And there's the approach coming through from Ketch and Calci off on the other angle. Aaron and Scarface playing off one another beautifully. Genfos does get flushed away, and Lapar now the last to stand for RRQ, but Ulf have managed to turn this one topsy-turvy.
Yeah, they've really thrown a spanner in the works here, and they jump back behind the steering wheel to keep more pressure on Flash. Calci with a Molotov thrown in as well, giving them a little bit of space to play off on this one. Distance firefight RRQ. They're parting onto it with a good angle to try and punish onto Flash. Gonna tuck in behind the vehicle.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's right up in their face, John. Taking it to them.
The wolves at the door, and they will echo with the sound of a shotgun shell, and now it's Lapar. He is in a 1 versus 1 technically. He's got a little bit of time here. Has Calci to deal with on the low ground. He finds it, and now there's only one more player up top for him to deal with, but the vehicle, the death departing explosion there puts the final nail in. Lapar looking pretty good, but it is Ulf to find the chicken dinner and a place in the survival stage.
You see the excitement, the celebration, and the faces of defeat for some of our squads. They fought as hard as they could. For some, the journey ends. For others, it's just beginning with a battle for survival in our following stage. But for the lucky few, John, that were able to write history for themselves, they've guaranteed that opportunity to go directly through to the finals. In the space of 2 days, the competition has reached an enticing pitch already.
What a treat Group A has been. Group B, I'm hoping, is going to be similarly high octane. That would be fantastic. We've got 2 days of survival beyond that as well, where we'll see the returning middle cadre of teams that played in both of those groups as well, joining once again for another shot at those grand finals. And I think that there has certainly been some phenomenal turns of events here. 4 Thrives have proved themselves to be deserving of that top spot as well. From that PMGO season, people still sometimes had questions. Not me, never me, but some people certainly questioned, are they a mainstay team? Can they keep it going? The answer in this group, a resounding yes against some of the strongest teams in the world.
They've had such resilience, such beautiful individual skill as well with the plays we've seen from the entire roster, passing the baton at multiple times to guarantee themselves more and more inside of these battlegrounds. And I'm very glad that we'll get to see more from them. It's unfortunate we'll have to say goodbye to some of our teams, John, but the ones that go on to survival stage, they've earned that spot.
Absolutely. A big benefit of being in the top 5 as well is that you can really focus on analysis, on really practicing, on getting those strategies ingrained onto your team, as well as researching the other teams more through survival stage whilst being able to keep your playbook a little bit more hidden. So for Orangutan, I am thrilled that they've been able to get up and into second place. A brilliant result for this roster that hasn't had as much international experience as a lot of the players down on the stage here. Phenomenal stuff. We're going to head down to the stage to make sure that we're locking in everything that needs to be done. Barney, what do you got?
Welcome back to the main stage. Of course, taking the top spot in groups from Group A is 4 Thrives, baby. What an amazing performance. The crowd are behind you. That's got to feel good. Now, iQOO, let's talk a little bit about stepping into these 2 group stage days and dominating. How does that feel?
To be honest, we are not really proud of our performance because we missed a lot of chickens, and we will improve in finals, inshallah.
Wow, okay. I mean, still placing in the top spot, but still things to improve on. I like that. Now, Falak, the expectations for you guys is pretty high, okay? Coming off the back of a PMGO victory, and now here, you guys must feel like you're in a really good position to take top spot. Did you exceed your expectations by placing first in group stage, or was this the plan the whole time?
I mean, it's amazing to finish #1 in group stages as well, but the main goal is finals, and our goal is to finish #1 in the finals. So we can win back-to-back championships and make our name in history.
I mean, speaking of making a name in history, the PMGO win, if you manage to secure the win at PMWC, and then in your home country, PMGO, that would be pretty good, wouldn't it, iQOO?
Yeah, of course.
Of course it would be pretty good. Right, guys, we have something special to do, which I'm pretty sure you know. Follow me. We're going to go over to the Crusher. Now, as first place finishers, right here at the group stage for your group, you get to do the fun part. Now, I would like you to come and stand up here, all 4 of you, please, behind the awesome Crusher. Now, before we get into the meat of this, can I get you guys to budge around? Budge around a little bit. Budge around, move around, move around, move around. Now, before we get into the meat of this, we've got to say our commiserations, of course, but 3 teams underperformed here. And it's brutal, but it's fair. Gaming Stars, Thunder Talk Gaming, and of course X-Force Rejects will be eliminated from the competition. Is there anything that you would like to say to them before you crush their keys?
Sorry guys for crushing your keys, and bye-bye.
Ah, sorry guys, and goodbye. All right, iQOO, can you please press this button, and that will turn on the Crusher and reveal the teeth. Here we go, look at that. See you later, Gaming Stars. Okay, would you like to pull on this lever, crush the remaining keys, and send them into the elimination zone? 3, 2, 1, see you later. Was that satisfying?
Yeah, that's too much.
Too satisfying. Well, you might get to do it in the final with 15 keys. That's the plan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan. All right, 4 Thrives, congratulations in placing first in Group A. We've got so much more PMWC action coming your way over the next few days. You can hear the crowd going nuts for 4 Thrives. That's what we like to see here at PMWC. But for now, let's head back to the studio so that they can talk about everything that happened over the last 2 days of groups.
It's a sight that we're getting used to seeing. 4 Thrives just dominating in, honestly, not being happy with their performance, Lace. That's insane.
That's crazy because they're the only team to hit triple digits, 107 points. 80 of those guys were actually eliminations. They had 0 chicken dinners. They had about 27 placement points, so that is about like a 2.25 average placement. So most of this was made up by pure firepower. Yep. But of course, they don't think that's good enough. And look, that's okay. They want to add the wins to that valiant effort as well.
Especially because we're going to have Smash Rule.
Especially you want to make sure you can actually get those chicken dinners.
Max.
You know they didn't do it in PMGO Season 1.
One thing we shall not forget. Yeah, congratulations, 4 Thrives. You're able to get that first place here for Group A. But this is the first time in a long time that we're going to have an India team at a global final.
So I want to take you guys back to the PMWL 2020 Eastern Region. Orange Rock TSM entity, they made it to the finals and actually did really good back in that event. But now it has been 5 years is 11 months and 29 days, and that streak has now ended as Orangutan make it to your PMWC 2026 Grand Finals.
And a great performance from that squad, if we're being completely honest. The way that they were able to perform yesterday was impressive in the way that they started off so slow and they were able to become aggressive. This is what we've been wanting to see out of the Indian teams, to match the aggressiveness that the global lobby is currently showcasing. They were able to do that, and they were consistent as well today. WizGod was able to actually get a lot of placement points for that squad in 2 matches.
He really was. It was so exciting to see. And you know what's even crazier, is that Orangutan, out of the 2 Indian teams that we have here, we have Godlike coming up in Group B. Orangutan is the more passive of the 2. Now let's just take a moment and let that sink in. Orangutan are the most passive of the 2 Indian teams here. They're in 2nd place. They've been going all over the place. They've been controlling the lobby. What is it going to happen with Group B? I'm scared for everybody else now.
I mean, I was scared after they got their first chicken dinner on Game 6 of day 1. I was like, okay, we need to see a continuation. I was not expecting a back-to-back win. Okay, that was pushing it to the absolute limit. So they're confident. I hope they can bring that confidence into the next stage, which is going to be the Grand Finals. Very exciting. So Aru and the boys keep it going.
Yeah, they're definitely going to keep it going as we're going to be seeing the top 5. There you have it. 4 Thrives, Orangutan, Aurora Gaming, Team Flash, and Enigma Galaxy. Woo! I'm happy to see that team go back to the finals. And another team that I actually have to give major props to has to be Aurora Gaming. This looks like the squad that we usually expect, Nectura.
It is. I was just thinking that. It's like, oh, finally, they're not just sneaking their way into the top 5 just by the skin of their teeth. Finally, we have a team that has presence here throughout the 2 days. Maybe a little less yesterday, but look, very even across the board. 30 points, 60 elimination points to make that 90-point total. So I'm really, really happy with this. It gives me a little bit of hope for those finals.
Yeah, and a bit of a heartbreak too if we're looking at 6th place, Slays, because all esports, they were expected to go directly to the finals. It doesn't end up happening.
And sometimes expectations really do weigh down on you, and this team, has everything that it takes to be in those top 5. But of course, they just didn't really make those kind of macro decisions when it was necessary. So we did see them sort of fall off, and that brings through teams like Team Flash, who, like I say, throwing stuff at the wall, making it stick, but they adapted, they pushed through, and Ulf just kind of lost that momentum throughout there. Even Team GOAT, we could say the same type of thing, expecting massive things from them as well. I mean, still a valiant effort, definitely, but these teams, it is surprising.
Yeah, I mean, looking also on the first page for a quick second, we had 80 eliminations from 4 Thrives. They have 20 more eliminations than the 2nd place at the squad in terms of eliminations, which is Aurora. Absolute raw domination from these guys. Though on the 2nd page, heartbreak has been created for some of these squads. X-Force Reject, Thunder Talk Gaming, Gaming Stars. That is the end of their adventure.
Can I just take you on a little bit of an emotional journey for X-Force
Let me get ready.
Rejects, guys?
Take us on it.
Now, I was watching Devil's little health bar surviving for so incredibly long in that last match. This was after they just obliterated Gaming Star. They set a trap on KRX, and the Shiva was able to escape, got picked off by 4 Thrives, and Devil's just traveling around in the vehicle trying to hold on for dear life, but obviously couldn't cement themselves and put themselves in that position. They were able to get 8 eliminations, and they just had to hold up for a little bit more placement, and they could have overtaken RRQ. But of course, that's not how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah,
that was such a sad story.
I know.
It's not how the cookie crumbled for some of these teams. We saw that squads that are also going to be going to Survival Max. Besides Ulf, which team are you surprised by that is actually going to be going to Survival?
I mean, Ulf, of course, as you said, but Furia. Sorry, the opening day was just not there, but it's fine because you guess what? We got the Survival stage, and I think that this is a team that, despite being very aggressive, don't have a massive ego. I think they're willing to reconsider how they approached PMWC. They took a massive L here multiple times this year, right? Not able to really quite make it to 2nd or 1st place. We had PMGO Season 1, we had PMMI, the Macau Invitational, but you know what? I think here, Niptra, they couldn't come back swinging with a vengeance in that Survival stage.
Oh, absolutely. We definitely saw some really cool stuff coming in from them today, just a little bit
too
late. Yeah, so maybe Survival stage, they'll just start that same track from the beginning and we'll have a much better result for them. Yeah, I think there's a couple of teams that we could really talk about because there was some definite surprises here.
Which other team surprised you?
For me, KRX.
What?
They were top 5. top 5 at the end of yesterday, and they just were non-existent. We could see them trying. There was, a few eliminations over onto the edge there, different sides of the mid game into the late game. They were trying to do something, but they just kept getting caught out. I think they were just too hesitant. They weren't confident enough, and that really ended up messing with them. So for me, definitely going to the survival stage, again, same as Furia, they need to just start that from the beginning.
Another big upset actually I want to bring up before we wrap it up on the desk here is actually GOAT team, right?
For that squad was what were their matches going to be looking like when they didn't end up getting those wins? Well, we ended up getting the result for that, and now we're looking at the daily MVP, which is just such a big take this, because you're not going directly to the finals, and it's none other than Aaron, Max.
Oh, why you got to throw that to me? I like Aaron. He's really good. Well, I feel bad for him, but you know what, Aaron, you're really good. You proved it once again. You've got to come back stronger in the survival stage, which that one's going to be stacked because all the teams that also failed in Group B are going to be there, so everyone is going to be aiming for that heavily contested top 6.
That's going to be the main one, and here at Group A, we have talked about it multiple times. It did seem a little bit more passive than what we're expected to at a global event. I feel like with Group B coming tomorrow, make sure you guys tune in, because Group B, I got a feeling, Lace, it's going to be a lot more aggressive.
Yeah, there's going to be a few teams that obviously we've seen, other teams in their region perform incredibly well. And now we're going to have teams that beat them in their original region come to play in this lobby. So it will be incredibly spicy.
It will be spicy. Who's going to end up joining the squads that are now in the finals? Who will end up going to survival? And then we'll figure it out in Sunday. Who's going to get those keys crushed? Coops, man,